In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the products and repricing section of my eBay dropshipping Excel system. And the first section of this is the product info, where you actually maintain a list of your products and the corresponding suppliers. Everything else is actually calculations on the cost, the cashback, and the fees, which then help you to actually reprice the item and see what potential profit you'll make from the item. Alright, so I'll start out with the product info section. Now for this example, let's say you were listing this item onto eBay. So this item, which is on Walmart, and you're listing it onto eBay. When you create a listing, the first thing I'll do is make note of the actual date that I'm listing the item. At first I have to skip the eBay item number because eBay item number is not created until after the listing is created. Right, so I skip that. I put the date it was that I'm listing the item. I then put the supplier. Supplier is Walmart. I have to just type that in. Category is really optional, but I'm going to put home for category. Product, for the product, I just use the actual name of the product. Copy, and then I paste. Again, I'm using the second paste button, the destination formatting. You then have the supplier item number. For that, I'm going back to the item again. On Walmart, it's very easy. Walmart number. You just right click on this number, copy, and use the second paste button to paste it. Then for this part, the variation. Now with the variation, this item does have 3 variations. The thing is, if you look at this listing, in a lot of listings, we put the 3 variations or whatever variations there are together under one listing. If your variations are all together, then I feel like you don't really need to put variation here. But if you're only going to use one particular variation, like let's say I'm only going to list the black oak, then I think you should put the name of the variation because you're only listing that particular variation, and you should put that name here. But if you're going to use all variations, I think it doesn't really matter as much. You can kind of just skip that. Or if you want, you could put yes here just to indicate that there are variations. Alright, so you can figure out how to handle that part. Then you have the URL of the actual item, which is important for actually getting back to the item later. So again, I'm using copy and again paste. And if it doesn't become a link and you want it to be a link, you can double click, press enter, and then it will become a link at that point. Alright, so even if you just use this section alone, this will be good just to have a list of your products. Okay, and then if you're using software to reprice, you can use software. But if you're doing it manually, or you just want to try out some things, some numbers just to see what happens, then you have to continue filling out the rest of this, which is what I'll do now. I'll start with the price of the item from the supplier. It is $22.88. So the price of the item, $22.88. That is the price. The number of units, how many are you selling per order? Just one, then it's 1 unit. If you were doing a 2-pack, you'd be selling 2. You'd put 2. The subtotal will be calculated, price times number of units. And then you add the shipping cost. I know standard Walmart shipping cost is $5.99. I'm going to put that. And we then have the percent tax. Now, if you're tax exempt, you don't pay tax, of course you can leave it blank or put 0. If you pay tax, you want to put some kind of average tax. I actually usually like to go with the high worst case because I really want to see what I'm going to potentially pay for tax. So I'm going to put 10%, which is a high tax. Now, the tax is actually going to be calculated on the subtotal plus the shipping combined if you look at the formula. So it's going to add subtotal shipping together, and then it's going to calculate tax. Because in some states in the US, shipping is taxable, and maybe wherever you are out there, shipping might be taxable. So this will calculate again your worst case tax, right? Are there any other additional costs or actually discounts? If you spend an additional $5, you can put a 5 here, more, right? An additional $5. If you're getting $5 off, you can put -5, and that will subtract $5 from your cost. Okay, I'm going to leave that out. and this is your total cost. Okay, so that is your total cost. This is what it's going to cost you to get the item from the supplier. All right, so we know that right off the bat. Now, how about the cashback? So I'm going to leave this so you can see the total. For the cashback, we're going to put a percentage. For example, your credit card percentage might be 5%. Let's say you're getting 5% cashback with a Walmart card or something on every order. Well, this is going to take the 5%, multiply it by the total cost, and that gives you this number, which is your credit card cashback dollar amount. Portal, meaning you're using a website. Let's say you're using a 10% cashback site, and yes, they do exist. If you're getting 10% back on your order at Walmart, it's going to multiply this 10% by the subtotal, because that is cashback sites. They do not give you cashback on this. They give you cashback on the subtotal, on the actual price of the item. And that will calculate to $229 in this case. And then if you have any other additional cashback as a dollar amount, like a shipping rebate or something like that, you can put that in here. Let's say you're getting another $2 or something. Then this would be your total cashback, $558. All right, if you're getting any kind of additional cashback, you can put that in there. If you're not, then you can just leave it blank. All right, and that will go back. Okay, so that is your total cashback. And now I will move on to the fee. Now, for the fee settings, you're now indicating what your fees are when you sell this item on eBay. If the item has a 9.15, for example, eBay standard store subscription, you pay 9.15% eBay fee percentage. You put whatever your percentage is you expect to pay. Boost fee percentage, if you're going to boost the item, I'm going to say, let's just say I'm boosting it. You can put that as well, like 1%. All right, and it will calculate that as well. And then you have the PayPal fee percentage. 2.9% is the default that I have set, and I have for the transaction fee 30 cents, which is eBay US standard PayPal fee settings. But again, you can change these to whatever yours are, whatever you expect to pay. It will then calculate, using a complex formula, it will calculate the break even for your item based on the cost and based on the fee settings. All right, you then, for your sell price, you need to charge more than the break even if you want to make a profit. Now, for this example, I'm actually pretending that this is your listing. All right, so I'm going to go with the information from this listing. Let's say it is $37.53. Let's say that's your sale price. Well, the buyer's shipping charge, you're not charging the buyer anything. You can just leave it blank. This is the payment you will receive from the buyer. Normally, $37.53, unless there's a small amount of tax or something added onto it. But we can predict as a normal payment, $37.53. And then it will calculate your eBay fees based on the fee settings you provided. So the eBay fee is going to be 3.43. Here's the PayPal fee. All right, here is the boost fee, which is simply a percentage of your total payment, the 1% of your total payment. And here's your total fees, which is simply adding these three fees together. So these are your total fees. All right, these are all formulas. You don't have to do anything but look at this section. Same thing with the profit summary. All you have to do is look at it. So although it might seem like the spreadsheet is very long and complex, actually you're only entering data in the earlier part of the sheet. Everything back here is just for you to look at and to be automatically calculated. So you have your payment, $37.53. You have your payment after fees. When you subtract the fees, everything is being copied into one place, your profit summary, so you can see it in one place. Your supplier cost, and that will determine your initial profit. When we take the payment after fees and we subtract your original cost from the supplier, this is how much you're making initially before the cashback, which is good to know because cashback can take a long time to come through sometimes. Then you get the cashback, and that will tell you what you actually will make total profit when you include the cashback. Right? That's your end profit. Then we have the markup, which is your profit compared to what you spent on the item. So what percentage of your cost is your profit, and then what percentage of your actual sale, meaning what you got paid, is your profit as well. Right? So that is your markup and your margin. And this is pretty much what you can expect for this item. All right, now as I said, the eBay item number is provided after you list an item. So what I will do, pretending that this is the item, my listing or your listing, I'm going to copy this eBay item number from eBay in this case and just paste it here. So whatever your real item number is, you would put that item number in here, and there you have it. And what this does is this sets up a relationship in your Excel system between this eBay item number and your supplier item number, and your supplier name, your supplier name, the product title, the product name, the source URL. Now it's all connected, all right, in one. So that is how you can build a list of your products as you list them, and this is also how you can reprice your products. And of course, you can always come back and change anything you want to change here, and it will recalculate, because that's how Excel works. And so I hope you'll find this useful. If you don't already have a copy of this, make sure to get a copy of this Excel system in the link in the description of this video, and make sure that you watch the following video where I will show you how to actually enter order information into this Excel system. Comments, questions, suggestions are welcome as usual. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.